Well, good evening. As it got quiet and you can actually hear that music, I can see everybody out there like jiving with the music. So glad you're here. I just want to extend a warm welcome to everyone present. The board, the superintendent, and I were pleased that you have joined us. And we're here to celebrate student achievement, review information, and make policy decisions related to the effective operation of the Polk County School Board. And we're humbled to do that. I would like to call the October 22nd, 2024 regular school board meeting to order. Now, I know that we've got Dr. Craig Miles who's going to lead us in our invocation. And if we can all please stand and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. So Dr. Craig Miles, if you can step forward, thank you.
Please let me pray for you. Lord, we thank you so much for this day and for the grace you've given us to be here tonight. Lord, I'd ask your blessing upon all the proceedings that are going to go on tonight, Lord. We thank you for the joyous occasions. Lord, we thank you for the recognitions. And Lord, also for the challenges and serious issues that need to be dealt with, Lord. Father, I'd ask you would calm our hearts from the busyness and the stresses of the day. And Lord, that all the words that are spoken here tonight will be filled with your grace, Lord, and your wisdom. Lord, we need you. We are not sufficient for the problems of the day on our own. But Lord, we know that we can do all things through you when you strengthen us, Lord. And Father, we ask for that grace tonight. Lord, may your richest blessings please abide upon this board tonight as they make decisions, as they discuss the important issues, Lord. Father, would you please bless the staff and the faculty? And Lord, most of all, would you bless the students of this school district and their families, Lord? We need your blessings at this time. We call upon you. We humble ourselves. And we thank you that you hear and answer prayer. It's in Jesus Christ's name we pray tonight, Lord. Amen.
Amen. Dr. Miles, appreciate your service in the classroom at Warren University. Thanks for being here tonight. All right, so we have a special guest tonight that's going to lead us in the pledge. So Miss Sarah, if you can come forward and lead us in our pledge tonight.
I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Wow, powerful. All right, so everybody can go ahead and take a seat except you, Miss Sarah. If you can step forward. You are the star tonight. Oh, she wants the microphone. Wow. Absolutely. Hey, is anybody willing to give up their seat? I mean, she wants to sit up here. Miss Sarah, that's amazing. I can tell that you are a leader. Just by the way that you led us, you're ready to act. So we're so thankful that you're here with us tonight. So we're going to hear a little bit about you. But first of all, could you maybe introduce or let us know who you have with you tonight?
Today, I have with me my principal, Miss Blackman, and one of my assist principals, Mr. Williams.
Wow.
And my mother.
All right, very good.
I'll never forget you.
Very good. And what school do you attend?
I attend Gardner Academy.
All right, very good. Right in your neck of the woods there, Miss Wyatt. All right, very good. Now, we need to understand a little bit about you. Can you tell us something about yourself?
Well, I take karate classes, and I do love to dance, but most importantly, I want to create toys for disabled children who may not be able to learn like us.
Huge. Very good. Wow, I'm hearing all kinds of new things that we did not prepare for. It's pretty impressive here. So, by the way, I love the bats.
Thank you.
Yes, very cool. Great timing. So, can you tell us some hobbies or anything like that?
Well, karate is one of my main hobbies, but also I like to play with my dolls and create scenarios.
Yeah. So when I was reading your bio, I saw something that you like to create stories and you like to build things with Legos.
Yes.
Wow.
One time I tried to create, what was it? Oh yeah, I tried to create the Barbie Lego sign. I still couldn't do it, but I never gave up. Even though I did give up, it was a lesson learned.
Love it. Love it. That's pretty impressive. So, yeah. That's amazing. So, you've got a little bit of arts and you've got a passion for sciences, almost like an engineering mind. So, keep pursuing that. Okay, so tell me something about your favorite subject. Do you have a favorite subject in school?
Yes, my favorite subject is reading. My favorite subject for reading and why is because, well, once I get into a book, I can't get out of it. It's like I'm stuck in the book and I'm a main character.
I love it. And that is amazing. Yes. So I hear that you have a pretty high level of reading.
Yes. So far, as I know, I have scored a 3, a 4, and a 5 in my reading fast tests.
Yes. Awesome. All right, so just so we can can we understand again what your dreams for the future are?
Well, my dreams for the future are so that I can create some toys so that other children that may not be able to do things like other people, they can still enjoy life.
I love it. Love it. So, all right, so the last question for you is, can you tell us something that you like best about your school?
Well, it's kind of hard because I just love my school. It's a really, really great school. But most thing that I love about it is that even though these teachers might be strict, they're not too strict and they're not too soft on you.
So they're just right.
Yep.
That's right. We do have some great staff members as well. So you're amazing. We are so happy to have you in our boardroom tonight. It just starts it off right. So I really appreciate your successes and the ability to share those with us tonight, and we will take that with us as we make decisions. So thank you so much. So if you could have your guests come up forward here, and we're going to get a picture before we dismiss you. That's amazing. Oh, well done, well done. Man, that's amazing. We want to have that same passion when we open a book, right? Indeed, indeed. All right. Board members, the first item on our agenda tonight is to accept our agenda. Superintendent Hyde, are there any revisions to the agenda as printed?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chair, members of the board. Item B, number 1, under new administrators, that was updated. Item E3, approving minutes of the September 3rd, 2024 school board meeting, an item was added. Item J, number 1, 2025 district reorganization, an item was removed. Item K, number 1, non-instructional personnel actions, attachments were updated. Item K, number 2, administrative and instructional personnel actions, attachments were updated. And item S, number 5, settlement of the 2024-2025 AFSCME bus employee contract salary agreement. The description was updated. That concludes any changes this evening, sir.
All right, thank you, Superintendent. So at this time, the chair will entertain a motion to accept the agenda for the October 22nd, 2024 with the noted revisions. Do I have a motion and a second?
So moved. Second.
All right, very good. I have Ms. Cunningham that made the motion and Mr. Sharpless seconded. So the motion on the floor is to accept the October 22nd, 2024 school board agenda as presented. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? And that motion carries. The next item up is new administrators. Superintendent, would you lead us through our next item?
It would be my pleasure. It's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Frederick Brooks, Senior Director for School Improvement, is being appointed as Acting Regional Assistant Superintendent for the Northeast Region, replacing Dr. Ben Henry.
Good evening, Chairman Allen, honorable board members, Superintendent Hyde. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm grateful, I'm honored, and I look forward to continuing the success of our school district. Me standing here today is a testament of the amazing team that I work with each and every day at the divisional schools, and also the strong support system that I have at home with my wife and kids. I want to personally thank Mr. Wayne Green for his bold leadership that he displays each and every day. I also want to thank Ms. Nave and Ms. Kendrick for taking me under their wings and providing me with the guidance and support each and every day while under their leadership. And lastly, I would like to thank my wife for always being by my side, even when we're climbing mountains. Not only when we're climbing mountains, but also when we're walking through the valleys. She's always there. So again, Chairman Allen, honorable board members, Superintendent Hyde, thank you for your trust, and thank you so much for this opportunity.
Next up, we have Bucky Day, Assistant Principal at Kathleen Middle School, promoted to Principal at Kathleen Middle School. Not here. Ashley Minitri, did I pronounce that correctly? All right. Assistant Principal at Lena Vista Elementary School, being promoted to Principal at Lena Vista Elementary.
Thank you to the board and Superintendent Hyde. I am grateful for the trust and confidence that you have placed in me. I'm honored to serve as principal of Lena Vista Elementary, and I'm committed to giving our students, staff, and the community the best of me each and every day. So 20 years ago, I came to Lakeland on a vacation, and I squeezed in this little interview at Dr. Annie Roberts. It was for a first grade teacher, and I accepted the job that day. I had 7 days to pack up, move my life, and move back to Florida for TIPS training. And what an amazing journey it has been. So I have a few people to thank. First and foremost, I'd like to thank the late Tony Howe, who believed in me when I didn't really even believe in myself. She's played a significant part in my adult life, and I miss her every day. I'd like to thank Mr. Roberts for giving me this opportunity. I promise to put my skills and talents to good use. I'd like to thank Rachel Jones for her mentorship, her advice, her guidance, and for always listening to me. She's definitely my biggest cheerleader. I want to thank my children, Nathan and Adeline, for their support, their encouragement, and understanding the long hours, the late nights, and early mornings. Lastly, I want to thank my husband, Nate, for all the things that he does so that all of my dreams can come true. His sacrifices and unwavering love have been the foundation of my success. Thank you.
You. Board members, Mr. Mons was not able to be with us this evening, but we will invite him back. As you know, Mr. Mons came to us as a cultural coach, a school-wide cultural coach from Palm Beach County Public Schools, and he is now the principal at Crystal Lake Middle, but we will invite him back. Unfortunately, he had an emergency that arose, and so we want to be respectful to him and his family's needs. Next, we have Taryn Hardy, Assistant Principal 12-month at Socrum Elementary School, being promoted to Acting Principal at Dixieland Elementary.
Ladies, gentlemen, and board members and Superintendent Hyde, I stand before you today with a profound sense of gratitude for the responsibility of the leadership position as acting principal at Dixieland Elementary. First, I would like to give my sincere appreciation to the Polk County School Board for this opportunity. The role of the leader is not to be taken lightly and is a responsibility that requires vision, empathy, and dedication to our students. I want to first thank my family, my husband Eric, and my 2 children for along this journey, as well as my previous principal, Donna Joswiak, for the mentorship and guidance in supporting me through this journey. Thank you.
Next, we have Lindsay Leskis, Assistant Principal 12-month at Sykes Elementary School, being promoted to Acting Principal at Sykes Elementary School.
Good evening, Superintendent Hyde, board members, and my regional assistant superintendent, Mrs. Nave. I would like to take this time to thank each and every one of you for the tremendous opportunity that's been given to me by being selected to serve as the acting principal at James W. Sykes Elementary. Having been the assistant principal there for the past 4 years, the students, families, staff, and the community at Sykes holds a special place in my heart. I cannot think of a greater honor than to be chosen to lead Sykes in our continued efforts to increase our student achievement, and I look forward to the year ahead.
Congratulations. I'm so excited. Next, we have John Monticelli, Assistant Principal at previously Assistant Principal at Mulberry High School, being promoted to Acting Principal at Lakeland Highlands Middle School. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Good evening, Chairman Allen, honorable board members, and Superintendent Hyde. I would like to thank you for giving me the opportunity to lead one of our schools in this great district. Working in public education has been, challenging, but we do it with pride each and every day. We have the greatest job in the world, shaping the future, shaping the lives of our students. It has been the biggest reward of my professional life. This is my 19th year in education. I don't think it gets easier, but it definitely, it's a lifelong journey. We learn every day how to improve our practices and our school. I do want to thank you deeply for the support that you're providing us each and every day, and know that I will continue to work hard every day to make our school and our district one of the best in the state. Thank you again for the opportunity.
Next, we have LaChaz Cofield Harris, Assistant Principal 11-month at Chain of Lakes Elementary School, being promoted to Assistant Principal 12-month at Chain of Lakes Elementary. Christine Klupp, Administrative Assistant at Horizons Elementary, being promoted to Assistant Principal 12-month at Floral Elementary.
First, I would like to thank both the board and Ms. Nave for this wonderful opportunity to continue to serve the students of Polk County. Second, for the administrators who have mentored me and allowed me to follow in their footsteps and shown me the path to excellence, I can only truly thank you. And finally, for my family, for being there for all the late nights and every time that there seemed to be a mountain in the way, for knocking it down so that I could move forward. Thank you.
Congratulations. Next, we have Zashira Cordero, school-based math coach at Eastside Elementary, being promoted to Assistant Principal 12-month at Eastside Elementary.
I want to thank Polk County Public School for this opportunity. A few people should also be mentioned. Thank you, Titianit, for inspiring me. To my former principals, especially Ms. Munoz, for pushing me to pursue my degree, for your trust. To my husband, Alexander, for holding my hand and supporting me all the time. And to my boys, Kevin and Sandy, for their unconditional love. Thank you.
Next, we have Darian Bonney, Administrative Assistant at Rochelle School of the Arts, being promoted to 12-month Assistant Principal at Dixieland Elementary.
Good evening. Just want to thank the board and all of those persons that helped me along this journey. There are many names to name, so I don't want to leave anybody out, but I just thank you for this opportunity to serve the wonderful students at Dixieland. I also want to thank my principal, who appeared before you just a few minutes ago, for putting her trust in me to serve along with her. My wife and my children are with me today, and I wouldn't be where I am, I wouldn't be who I am without them. So I just want to say thanks.
Next, we have Gina Ortiz, Administrative Assistant at Kathleen High School, being promoted to Assistant Principal 12-month at Sleepy Hill Middle.
Good evening, everyone. It is an absolute honor to stand here today as the new assistant principal for the district. Now I'm serving at Sleepy Hill Middle School, home of the Jaguars, and I'm thrilled to be part of this amazing community. First, I'd like to express my deepest gratitude to Mr. Hyde, our superintendent, Mr. Green, the honorable school board members, and Ms. Kendrick for your inspiring leadership and vision for this district. I appreciate your guidance and support in helping shape our path forward. A very special thank goes to my principal, Ms. Danae Clark. Ms. Clark, you have been my mentor every day, every hour. Your support and encouragement have meant the world to me. I'm forever grateful that you believe in me and give me this incredible opportunity to serve as one of your assistant principals. To Ms. Dyer, thank you for your always having an open door and for being constant source of wisdom and support. As I take this role, I'm deeply aware that I am a reflection of the leaders who have trained me and mentored me. Mr. Blankenship, Mr. Jones, Ms. Leslie Roberts, and Ms. Angie Birdson have left an indelible mark on who I am as an educator and as a leader. I hope to continue their legacy by investing in the people around me, just as they have done for me. Finally, I want to acknowledge my wonderful and unconditional family. To my husband, Jerry, thank you for being my home and my safe place. Your love and support have carried me through this journey. Te amo, papacito. And to my amazing children, Emilio and Mateo, thank you for understanding the demands of mommy's job and for being patient with me. You both inspire me every day. I'm excited to join the team at Polk County Schools, and I have so much joy to work at Sleepy Hill Middle School and work with such a dedicated staff, students, and family. Together, I know we continue to build a strong, supportive environment where every student can thrive.
Next, we have Miss Erin Crosby, Administrative Assistant at George Jenkins High School, being promoted to Head of Programs at Mulberry High School.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Good evening to the board. Mr. Sharpless, how you doing, sir? Mr. Hyde, thank you for allowing me to speak tonight. Not a very eloquent speaker, so I'll be quick. Would like to say a bunch of thank yous to a lot of people. Mr. Tom Patton for pulling me out of the classroom and encouraging me in his loving way to push my way up the chain. So want to thank him and for always believing in me and giving me the opportunity. To my GJ family for always being there for a quick phone call if I can't find the answer and always supporting me with whatever I do. Mr. Young for taking a chance on me. I know I make him shake his head, I do. But thank you, sir, for taking this chance on me and believing in me. My Mulberry family, thank you for embracing me, because I know I'm a lot. For Miss Tracy Collins, for having that conversation with me, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna stay here? And for believing in me that I could do this job and inspiring me to become more than what I am. To Matt Blankenship, your principal of the year, apparently, for always being available to answer my questions, no matter how ridiculous they may seem, and for believing in me and supporting me. And to my family, most importantly, to one of my best friends, Lisa, for not letting me give up, because Lord knows there's days that you want to. My dad, who couldn't be here tonight, for instilling the drive and the work ethic needed to do this job. My husband, Chad, for supporting me and staying married to me during this time. My daughter, Kaden, for inspiring me. And my son, Colby, who pushed me to take this job because he decided to go to school out of state. And showing me what it means to deal with adversity, come on top, and show everybody, you ain't gonna get the best of me. My kids and my husband are my inspiration. So with that being said, after looking at all these people that I have to thank, it takes a village to raise a kid. It takes a village to raise an administrator, for sure. And I know I may have forgotten some people, but thank you all, and thank you for believing in me, and I hope I don't mess up too bad. Thank you.
Ms. Crosby, my only regret is you left my son during his senior year, but he left him in good hands, so thank you. Brad and the rest of the team have him covered. Next, we have Caitlin Kraft, Student Success Coach at Mulberry High School, being promoted to Acting Assistant Principal, 11th month at Mulberry High School.
Ms. Crosby, we happily put up with you. Thank you, Mr. Hyde. Thank you, school board members, for having me tonight. It is truly an honor to be trusted with this position. Mr. Young, thank you for all the opportunities you've given me to grow as a leader, but especially this one. Your intentionality, your listening ear, and your determination set the tone for us for what it truly means to put students first. Reflecting on what it means, I know that I need to thank some giants on whose shoulders I stand. So Jason Looney, thank you for taking a chance on me, giving me a second interview when my first one was not that great all those years ago. Your resilience and steadfast wisdom have had a great impact on my leadership, and I'm thankful that my journey started with him. Melinda Dixon, Summer Fisher, thank you for being clear examples of what it looks like to lead with trust and support first. Thank you for your unwavering friendship and constant mentorship, both in this career, dating all the way back to my internship and in my life as well. John Monticelli, thank you for being an example of what it looks like to truly invest in his school community and the next generation. Thank you for always thinking of me and how I could become a better teacher and leader. Mulberry High School is better because of his tireless efforts. To all my friends and colleagues who have supported me and challenged me, thank you sincerely. And Kelsey, thank you for always being there for me through this journey, through all of the after-school hours, and throughout our lives. Your work as a teacher is nothing short of awe-inspiring, and at the end of the day, it's your team that I love being on the most. I look forward to the future in this county at Mulberry High School as I take on this new role. Mulberry has already given me so much over the past 3 years, and I'm excited to pour back into a community that means so much to me. So thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations. Any more, Mr. Young? Okay, all right. Board members, we're almost done. There are some admin moves I need to recognize. You were informed of these previously, but Jennifer Detling, principal at Jesse Keene Elementary School, was transferred to be principal at Pinewood Elementary. Ms. Dorothy Ewing was principal at Roberts Elementary School, was transferred to Lincoln Avenue Elementary. Sarah Miranda, principal at Crystal Lake Middle School, was transferred to principal at Snively Elementary. Beth Smith, principal at Dixieland Elementary School, was transferred to be principal at Philip O'Brien Elementary. And Amy Weingarth, principal at Highland City Elementary School, was transferred to be principal at Dr. N.E. Roberts Elementary. So that concludes administrative appointments and changes, sir.
Well, thank you, Superintendent. Definitely a highlight of our meetings to see our leadership. Next item up is our special recognitions. Superintendent, would you please lead us through our special recognitions?
It would be my pleasure. At this time, I'd like to ask Board Member Lori Cunningham to please step down to assist us with this evening's special recognitions. And next, I'd like to invite Representative Melody Bell, who will have a special presentation for us this evening.
Well, good evening, Honorable Chair and school board members. It's such an honor to be here to present to you about some exciting news that's going to happen here in Polk County finally. But first of all, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for your service for our community and for Polk County. I know being a public servant is tough at times, and especially your job dealing with education, but you have driven the needle along with Mr. Hyde, and just thank you so much. We appreciate you. And yesterday we had an exciting meeting with Lakeland Leads, but now the name has changed to
Connect Ed.
Connect Ed, yes. And so we, along with Dr. Melody Ryder, there's been an ongoing process for years that has been going on since Mr. Hyde hit the road running here. If you've ever heard of BizTown or Finance Park, Junior Achievement is finally going to happen here in Polk County. Back when my oldest daughter, I told the story yesterday, when my oldest daughter was a student at Union Academy 27 years ago, so that dates me, she had the opportunity, the only school in Polk County during that time, to travel over to Pinellas County to attend a BizTown. For first day she started school, she was given a list of jobs that she would like to do. And of course, she picked a manager of a furniture store. My youngest daughter picked being a DJ. So, yeah, so that tells you night and day. But anyways, when they start school, the beginning of the school, they learn how to write a check, how to balance a checkbook, how to make payments for their car insurance, how to make payments for their house insurance, to make rent payments. So these students learn financial responsibility all the way until they go over and attend a day at BizTown. Well, guess what? It's coming to Polk County, and we're going to have it at Tenor Rock High School with the help of your board, and Mr. Hyde has worked on this. We have finally landed, bringing it, you can come on up, yeah. I have Shannon Curtis here, that is my district aide here, but we would like to present to you tonight a check from the state of Florida for $2.5 million that will build this BizTown. So our students are actually going to have a brighter tomorrow whenever they attend this, and so when they graduate from high school, just think about what the production that we're going to have. So
Indeed.
Thank you again.
Indeed. So board members, if we could gather down, I think it would be appropriate for us to collectively.
Hi.
I was letting you all go first. Yes, ma'am. I'm coming. Next, I'd like to invite Ms. Jeanette Crowley, Director of Strategic Planning and Partnerships, to come forward for the recognition of our Focused on Excellence winners.
Chair Allen, school board members, Superintendent Hyde, thank you for the opportunity to be here with you all tonight. I'm excited to continue highlighting the important contributions that Polk County Public School employees make for students through the Focus on Excellence Employee Recognition Campaign. This campaign honors staff members from different employee groups who might get overlooked among the hustle of keeping one of the nation's 26 largest school districts running efficiently. Each quarter, the program will recognize a select group of employees through a nomination and committee process. 12 employees, we've increased it this year, but 12 employees are selected as winners and will receive prizes from our generous sponsors, as well as attend a special appreciation luncheon and be honored at a school board meeting. They will also be highlighted on the district's social media channels, website, and internal and external newsletters. Our employees are providing exceptional public service and make the motto, students first, their mission. As we go into our 5th year of the program, I'm proud of the positive benefits this program brings, and it's bringing encouragement and appreciation to our employees and impacting their lives in a positive way. I would like to highlight some of our sponsors before I get into our winners. I'd like to highlight IDX, which is formerly Image Depot, Mid-Florida Credit Union, Public Supermarkets, Inc., Sign Gypsies, Hand and Stone Massage and Facial Spa, Chick-fil-A, A.D. Morgan, Central Florida Development Council, CPS Investment Advisors, Connect Ed Polk, formerly Lakeland Leeds, Dixie Southern Industrial, Inc., Orlando Health, and the Club at Eaglebrook. Thank you to these business partners who constantly support the work of our school district and who have graciously come alongside us making this campaign successful. And due to their financial support, we can give every PCPS employee who is nominated through this program a special gift as well. Winner spotlights. I'd like to share what our winners love most about their job and working for Polk County Public Schools. I'd like to call up Angela Love. Angela. Angela is a principal secretary at Fort Meade Middle Senior. What Angela loves most is she loves growing, learning, and being challenged with new things within her job. She loves how the superintendent and district staff support and honor the staff through our county. However, she could not do what she does without the great leadership of her principal, assistant principal, and the support of her extended staff members. She wants to thank us for this recognition, and she says that she is truly blessed. And we are blessed to have you. Thank you so much. Leah Shireman, she could not be with us here tonight, but she is a registrar at Wendell Watson Elementary. And what she loves most is that it's not just a job. She said it's about helping families and making them feel as they are important. Her job couldn't be possible without the support and love from her staff. What she loves most is being able to have the flexibility to be a parent and have a full-time career doing something she loves. And she is a registrar at Wendell Watson Elementary. So we want to say congratulations to Ms. Shireman. Jane Stauffer. Jane is a principal secretary at Philip O'Brien Elementary. Jane said it's a joy to work in the Polk County Public School System, and she is incredibly grateful to receive this recognition for helping change the lives of our students. To be a part of something so impactful is an honor. She takes great pride in supporting families and staff as we work together to nurture the potential of our students. Congratulations. Margaret Burge. Margaret is a paraeducator at Bartow Senior High. She wants to say that she is thankful for the recognition and she's very humbled. She loves working with the students who have intellectual delays and special needs within the Bartow Senior High School. Bartow Senior staff are an extension of her family, and she plays a vital role, and they play a vital role in her daily life, and she is grateful for the opportunity. Thank you. Next, we have Garmella McCarthy. She could not be here with us, but she is a paraeducator at Citrus Ridge, a civics academy. What she loves most about her job and working for Polk County Public Schools is that our students teach us just as much as we teach them. Their success is our success. Nothing is greater than a smile of a student who you know you have reached. So congratulations to Ms. McCarthy. Next, we have Maud Frazier. Come on down here. Maud is an assistant principal at Socrum Elementary. Now, I did ask her, just give me one, but she said there's many. But she says there's so many things that she loves about her job and working for Polk County Public Schools. She was born in Levy County, taught in Highlands County, and now flourishes here in Polk County, where she has resided and worked for 15 years. Throughout her many years, she's been awarded many opportunities to advance her career as a teacher, reading coach, and dean, and now assistant principal, and it's truly a privilege to be supported by your mentors and recognized by your mentees for your hard work. Congratulations. You're welcome.
She's waving at someone. Hang on, you got somebody coming. Your lime green shirt. Great job, Juan.
Next, we have Brad Hires, assistant principal at George Jenkins Senior High. Brad says, as a product of Polk County Public Schools, he grew up surrounded by teachers, administrators, coaches, and support staff who encouraged him, challenged him, and demonstrated what it means to love your school and community. He has been fortunate to receive the same support throughout his career as an educator. His role as assistant principal gives him the opportunity to pay forward at least a portion of that support and servanthood that has been awarded to him over and over again. And for that, he is grateful. He is most thankful to be surrounded by such an incredible team of teachers and staff at George Jenkins High School, and believes that the most important work in education is supporting our teachers to be the best instructors, mentors, and people that they can be. Doing that job well ensures that our students sit in front of a group of teachers each day who are at their best. Having a hand in making that happen is what makes him love what he does each and every day. Congratulations. Stephanie Huber. Stephanie is an assistant principal at Southwest Middle School. She said the thing that she loves most about her job is the opportunity she gets to interact with students in a positive way and build rapport. She enjoys watching students find success and believes in their abilities, as well as watching the growth they make throughout the tough middle school years. Working for Polk County Public Schools has allowed her to impact the lives of thousands of students, and she loves seeing many of those students positively contribute to our society as adults. Congratulations. Hillary Wright. Hillary is an assistant principal at Citrus Ridge, a civics academy. Hillary loves working for Polk County Public Schools as an assistant principal because her scope includes students, staff, and families. She enjoys the challenge of moving a large group of people towards a common goal and building meaningful and positive relationships in the process. And we appreciate you. You're welcome. Congratulations. Shannon Brown, principal at Davenport Elementary. Shannon says her staff truly gets it and puts maximum effort into delivering high quality instruction, and it makes her job as the instructional leader so much easier. Our families are supportive and trust each and every day to love on their students and grow them academically and emotionally, and that says a lot. She said coming to work every day is not a chore, it's a gift, and she is truly thankful for the family we have at Davenport Elementary. Congratulations. Ashley Manetri, principal. Yes, she's back. When she was nominated, she was principal at Lena Vista Elementary. What she loves most about her job is that every day is a new opportunity to positively impact the lives of our students, staff, and families. What she loves most about working for Polk County Public Schools are the lifelong relationships that she makes over the years. Congratulations. You're welcome.
The next one's retiring, and she's amazing. The next one. She's up at
Elizabeth Munoz.
Best science course in our district.
Ms. Munoz is principal at Eastside Elementary, and she says working for Polk County Public Schools allows her to do what she is most passionate about, and that's collaborating with students, families, and her community. This opportunity allows her to empower growth for the betterment of themselves and others. Congratulations. I want to say congratulations to our winners. We are going to do one group photo, but I also want to say that each of you, we want to put the focus on you. So in the coming months, your information, your profile will be shared on social media. We have our luncheon next week where you will be honored and celebrated again. And you have, courtesy of our generous sponsors, you have a tremendous prize package that's given to each of you. But I just want to say thank you so much for each of you and what you do. New this year, we added a challenge coin. So each of you, this is something new that we have not done before. So each of you are receiving this for the first time. But I do empower each of you as you are selected as winners to pay it back. And when nominations come open again, which they are now for the next group of employees, to submit a nomination, give back and support those in the next group. And it's an honor to support. You're within our clerical, paraeducator, and administrator group. And it's an honor to support you. And I look forward to recognizing you again next week. So thank you for all you do. Thank you. That concludes my presentation.
Thank you. And last but certainly not least, I'd like to invite Beth Nave, Assistant Regional Superintendent, for the recognition of our principal and assistant principals of the year.
Thank you.
Yes, just blind them with that. That'll work. Good seeing you too. It's been a while. All right, good evening, Chairman Allen, honorable board members, and Superintendent Hyde. We'll wait just a second. Okay. On behalf of the Division of Schools, Deputy Superintendent Green, and the Regional Assistant Superintendents, we would like to recognize our principals and assistant principals of the year for each region. Once we have recognized each group, Mr. Hyde will then announce the overall district winner for principal and assistant principal for the district. All regionals chose a leader based off student data, school climate, and culture, and their overall support of district initiatives as instructional leaders. All finalists were announced in front of their respective peers during the September principal and AP meetings. Finalists were then given a homework assignment. They submitted 2 essay questions regarding school data and school culture. The submissions were reviewed, and an overall finalist for each group was submitted to Mr. Green and Mr. Hyde for approval. The winner will represent Polk County Public Schools in the Florida Department of Education's Principal and Assistant Principal of the Year recognitions. It is a true honor to publicly recognize and celebrate these amazing and talented leaders, and to announce an overall winner. Polk County Public Schools is pleased to have each of you leading our schools and representing this incredible profession. And at this time, we will begin with our assistant principals, and as I call your name, please come forward to receive your trophy and remain standing up front. So we have Elizabeth Holbrook from Griffin Elementary, Transformation Region. We have Lori May from Brigham Academy from the Central Region. Ashley Hiley from Davenport Elementary for the Northeast.
Somebody needs to get up and walk over there and ask them.
Rachel Jones from Sleepy Hill Elementary, representing Northwest. Stephanie Huber from Southwest Middle School, representing the South Region.
So how am I supposed to know?
And from the wonderful high school region, we have Elizabeth DeSager from Lake Gibson High School. Mr. Hyde, was there anything from Mr. Geary by chance?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
It's such a secret they haven't even told me. So when she announced that I was going to be announcing the names, I panicked. And I'm searching every email I have, every text message I have. So my understanding is the communications department has it.
What we will do is we're getting that for you, and I know it was done because we edited. So if you all will hold, we're going to do the principals, and then
Thank
we'll
you.
just do them in just a minute.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. All right, principals. So APs, hold on. All right, from Transformation Region, representing Caldwell Elementary.
This just in.
Dun, dun, dun. Hold on.
We're still going to make you wait.
Okay, perfect. Katie Ashmore. From Central Region, representing Chain of Lakes Elementary, Miss Susie Nelson. From the Northeast Region, representing Eastside Elementary, Elizabeth Munoz.
Susie.
From the Northwest Regions, Jesse Keene Elementary, Swanetta Perry. From the South Region, representing Alturas Elementary, Chuck Pemberton.
Good group.
This time I'll put my glasses on for the high school region so I can read it. From the high school region, Fort Meade Middle Senior, Mr. Matt Blankenship. Can we get a picture of principals and then a picture of just assistant principals? So principals, if you'll make a quick group. Okay, hold. Mr. Hyde, we're going to do the Principal of the Year first.
Yes, ma'am.
Dum, dum.
So, can we get a drum roll, please? And this year's Principal of the Year is Miss Susie Nelson, Principal at Chain of Lakes Elementary. So I have a brief summary. Ms. Nelson has been had a transformational impact on Chain of Lakes Elementary, where she and her team led a school-wide effort to boost reading performance using a variety of strategies to address students' individual needs and provide teachers with specialized training. As a result, Chain of Lakes saw significant gains in student reading scores. As the students became more confident in their reading abilities, they increased their engagement in other subject areas, which led to broad academic growth for the school. Ms. Nelson is also focused on building up the school's culture. She prioritizes student feedback when it comes to planning school events and celebrations so the kids know they have a voice and can feel a sense of ownership in their school experience. In addition, Chain of Lakes has implemented creative scheduling for extracurricular activities. Specific periods are dedicated for students to participate in clubs, workshops, and other activities. That way, students who are unable to stay after school can still have fun with their classmates. Ultimately, Ms. Nelson has strived for a culture of engagement and belonging at Chain of Lakes, where students can be successful in the classroom and beyond. Congratulations.
I'm not ready. Okay. Thank you, Mama Nave. So when Mama Nave sent us the homework assignments, I turned mine in late. I was like, I can't do it. Can I cast in my vote somewhere else? I just would like to say thank you for the opportunity. I would like to foremost say thank you to God, because it's really funny. The little girl that couldn't read is standing here as a principal and facilitating something really big. And to Mama Nave, I was thinking about you. So my second year of principalship, my mom had a moderate stroke. And she used to be the one to randomly call me, to pray with me or give me a word of encouragement. But since then, since the stroke, she hasn't really been able to communicate. So when I send you those text messages, that's what you do for me. You feel that whole. So thank you. There's a lot of people to thank. I have my husband. Thank you, because there's no work-life balance. He understands this is just what I do, and he never pressures me to do anything different. He's a phenomenal cook, so he makes sure we stay fed. He takes care of my son. He gets them to baseball, basketball. I don't have to worry about any of that. But I can honestly just go to work and take care of other kids. To my son, he's my guinea pig. So all the new theories that I want to do with instruction, I run it through him. And the other day I apologized to him because I was I'm a really bad mom. Because my philosophy for him is if the system I put into place works, then it'll positively impact him. So that's what I've been running with, and it works. So I'm just going to say sorry. And Mommy loves you. And to my BFF, Heather, Lynn, and I also have Professor Sharf here. Thank you for reminding me to take my head away from school sometimes and realize that there is a life to live. So they try to help me out with that, and they listen to all the things. And to Cole Nation, like, I love my staff. Like, I show up every day because I love them so much. The work they do for kids is phenomenal. And to stay with me, you have to be ready to pivot, because I get ideas, or like I see data and it's like, it's time to change something, or let's do this, let's try this, and they just run with me. So I'm just very appreciative of Cole Nation. So thank you.
Come on, family and friends. She's waving at you for a reason.
Okay,
One more
Mr.
drum roll
Hyde.
for our assistant principal of the year.
Assistant principal.
And our winner is...
Oh, wait, we need them all down here.
Oh, okay.
Come on down, quick, quick, quick. Got to get a picture of all of you, and then he's going to announce the winner. Miss Collins says, hurry.
All right, one more time. Drum roll. And our winner is Miss Stephanie Huber, assistant principal at Southwest Middle. So when it comes to running a school, Ms. Huber always sees room for the growth. Since arriving at Southwest Middle, she's made it a priority to listen to teachers and staff and has worked to expand opportunities for professional development and increase support from the school's administration. Ms. Huber is also focused on improving student discipline. Referrals were down more than 20% last year, and with a more positive environment on the campus. Southwest has begun to see the gains in students' academic performance as a result. Ms. Huber prides herself on building a rapport with the students and the community. She has high expectations and serves as a mentor and encouraging figure for her students. In addition, Ms. Huber has worked hard to build partnerships with local businesses and organizations, leading to more opportunities and incentives for their students and staff. District administrators also noted that Ms. Huber played a key role in Southwest's move to a new, modernized campus last year. Please don't ask her about that. Ms. Huber is also quick to say that there is still much work to be done at Southwest, but she is up to the challenge. Congratulations, Ms. Huber.
Thank you. So I kind of, in a way, feel like I drew a short straw to follow that speech because she had me emotional. But I'm privileged. I really am. There's so many days I go home and you start thinking, is this for me? Sorry. It's a tough job, but man, I love it. We get an opportunity to do so much with our students that people will never see, will never appreciate. And I get that opportunity like everybody else does. And you've gone through the ups and downs, but man, those highs are high. and it gets you through those tough times. But we're also surrounded with some incredible people, and I've had an opportunity to work under some absolutely incredible leadership, and most of the people that are presenting here tonight have positively impacted me on this journey, and I will forever be grateful. Just like everybody else, I have many people to thank, both the people that have led me along this path, and family and friends, and the understanding that it comes if you are married to somebody that is an administrator, you were put on this earth for a very special task. Because it's a lot. It really, truly is. So thank you for the opportunity to serve and to continue to serve. I'm in year 20, which the kids never believe. I like to think I haven't aged. But thank you. Thank you for the opportunity, and for everybody that had a part in this. Thank you for believing. And I'm just going to keep moving forward because Southwest Middle is going to resume the premier middle school in Polk County. Mark my words, and we have work to do, but I am looking forward to that challenge.
Congratulations. Move everything to consent and you're done. Huber? Huber, Huber. I just promoted her to 12 minutes. Yes, ma'am.
When I found out about that, and I met with her.
Thank you, everyone. We appreciate you and your support each year of this. It's a special time, so thank you.
Great job, everyone. Thank you. Mr. Chair, members of the board, Ms. Cunningham, I apologize. That was a very long one, but that does oh, no, it does not. I apologize. We have one final special recognition. Yes, Assistant Principal of the Year.
Vice Chair Sharpless, board member, superintendent. What a night to finish on. Oh my goodness. Definitely a reminder, we do serve the most educated, dedicated workforce in the nation. So we just want to take a moment to express our gratitude for your dedication and long-term service as a Polk County School Board member, serving in your seat for how long? 2 decades and across 5 terms is an incredible achievement that speaks volumes about your passion for education. You even got a shout out tonight in the audience, so and the well-being of our students. So going back, I think in 2004, do you realize that Facebook had just started in 2004 and Google had just opened up Gmail? So you've seen a lot of change from an educational standpoint and in your role. So your leadership as chairwoman during one of the craziest times, during that pandemic, guiding the district through unprecedented times, it's definitely a testament, right, to this sense of staunch fortitude. That's how I define you. You have that very well, and you lead that way. You've led us through our most recent superintendent search, and And you know, that was the largest applicant pool for superintendent within the state of Florida. And you guided us through that, and we really appreciate that. And I think we did. We got the best superintendent in the state of Florida. So I appreciate your commitment to both the arts and sciences as well. It was noted in our guest this evening. Those initiatives reflect your own background in electrical engineering and your passion for the arts. For me, having two daughters, one studying computer science and the other one who's passionate about art, thank you for setting an example for my daughter and other females in our school district, as well as your daughter as well. Your story, which I heard in 2020 on the campaign trail, growing up in a home that spoke very little English, and starting school in first grade not speaking any of the English language, and where you've come along the way is pretty impressive. And that was quite moving and truly inspiring. It's a reminder for all of us how education always opens up doors. So no matter what the obstacles are. So thank you for your leadership, your service, and the many contributions you've made to Polk County Public Schools. You've left a lasting legacy. You've finished strong. So, and I know our district is stronger because of your efforts, so thank you. Thank you. So we do have a plaque. We have a plaque for you as well in your service. So, indeed. And then we'll get a picture out there, but I know you have some words for us tonight.
Yeah, just
as
a
well.
couple, yes. You know me, I'm never at a loss for words, but it's very brief. Wow. Well, you know the saying, I am thankful, grateful, and blessed. So, I am thankful for the opportunity to serve the students and families throughout Polk County. I am thankful for the initiatives that I was able to introduce to bring equity in programs, curriculum, and staffing to the east side of Polk County. I am grateful for the confidence of the voters that placed in me to re-elect me 5 times, totaling 20 years on the Polk County School Board. And I am blessed to have a loving and supportive family with my husband, Rick, and my beautiful daughter, Christina. And I'm also blessed for my good health, thanks to our health clinic in Haines City. Every little piece matters in the whole puzzle. And it is my prayer that God continues to bless Polk County Public Schools, its dedicated employees, remarkable students, and families. And I thank you so much for this recognition. It means the world. Be blessed. Thank you.
So board members, if you can step down.
Your chair in. I'm sorry. I took care of it.
Thank you.
Wendy takes care of it.
I appreciate it.
I'm here for.
I appreciate it. Hope you're not here.
All right, thank you, Superintendent Hyde. All right, board members. Next up is public comment for items on the agenda to be voted upon as adopted at the start of this meeting. So before we begin, we know that tonight we have two opportunities to express public comment, one for items on the agenda and then one for items not on the agenda. So as typical, if you're here as a guest, you're always free to speak and for us to have an opportunity to hear from you. So to register to speak, community members fill out the speaker card in the lobby prior to the meeting. All speakers will be given 3 minutes. The light will turn yellow when you have 1 minute left, and you will hear a beep when your time is concluded. So all comments should be directed at myself as the board chair. And as a reminder, public comments are an opportunity for us to collectively hear your thoughts and comments. This is not a question and answer session, and comments are not to be directed at individual board members. However, if you're seeking additional information, I encourage you to contact any of us or the superintendent's office or anyone, even our staff members, who are always accessible and typically very responsive as well. So the first person I'd like to call up is Donna Hager. Hager, thank you.
And I live in Winter Haven. And can I just address Ms. Cunningham with your permission for 1 minute?
Yes, ma'am.
And then I'll hit my agenda since that was covered. Thank you for what you've done for the county. I know that each of you come up here and serve our children, and sometimes I don't agree with what you're doing, but I also admire you for your service, and you certainly have been a very good public servant for many, many years, back when I had kids in school even. So thank you very much for doing that. And I would just like to talk very briefly about the library book purchases and say congratulations on purchasing books that are free of pornography and prohibitive materials that are harmful to children. It's sad that it took a state law for many of our counties' school boards to decide that we were not going to have certain materials in our classrooms, but it's a very important step forward. We have a school board specific development plan that needs to immediately discontinue any materials or books that would not meet current state requirements. If school board members had listened to all of the community comments about the inappropriate books, the school board could have saved time and tax dollars. But much more importantly, students would not have been subjected to inappropriate materials. And I think going forward, that's one of the things that we need to always consider, that parents want to put their children first. Teachers want to put the children first. Principals and assistant principals clearly want to put the children first, and so does the school board. And sometimes putting them first means to just look at what we're offering them in the classroom and make decisions. That means our kids aren't going to be subjected to things that are inappropriate for them. And thank you for hearing me.
Yeah. Thanks for being here, Ms. Hager. All right, that is all for public comment for our agenda items. So board members, we're going to now move down to the approval of the minutes, and we need to approve 3 sets of minutes this evening. The first set of minutes is from the September 3rd, 2024 special work session meeting. So the chair will entertain a motion to accept the September 3rd, 2024 special work session meeting minutes as written. Do I have a motion and a second?
Second.
All right, Ms. Miller made the motion and Mr. Sharpless seconded. Any discussion? All right, seeing none, I'd like to call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? And that motion carries. I'll give you a moment to vote here. All right, very good. The second set of minutes is for the September 3rd, 2024 school board meeting. The chair will entertain a motion to accept those minutes as written. Do I have a motion and a second? Ms. Fields made the motion and Ms. Miller seconded. Any discussion, board members? Seeing none on my speaking list, I'd like to call for a vote now at this point. Those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? And that motion carries. Now, the third set of minutes is for the September 24th, 2024 work session meeting. The chair will entertain a motion to accept those minutes as written as well. Do I have a motion and a second?
So moved.
All right. Mr. Sharpless made the motion and Ms. Fields seconded it. I will now call for a vote. Those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? And that motion carries. Moving down, the next item is approval of today's consent agenda. The chair will entertain a motion to accept the October 22nd, 2024 consent agenda as printed. Do I have a motion and a second for that?
So moved.
All right. Ms. Wyatt made the motion, and I heard it over here. Ms. Fields made the second. All right. Now I'll call for a vote, or actually any discussion on this, rather. So any discussion on our consent? I appreciate the responsiveness, by the way, in regards to some of our questions that came up in the consent agenda today and some of that data as well. So at this point, I'd like to call for a vote. Those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? And that motion carries as well. All right, moving down to our action agenda for this evening. Our first item on the agenda is S1, entitled Florida Department of Health 2024 through 2026 School Health Services Plan for Polk County. Basically, each Department of Health in Florida is required per Florida Statute 381.0056 to develop jointly with the school district and the School Health Advisory Committee a school health services plan that outlines the provisions and responsibilities to provide that mandated health services in all Polk schools. Do we have a motion to approve this item and a second? Ms. Fields made the motion and Ms. Wyatt seconded it. Any discussion, fellow board members, on S1? All right, I'd like to call for a vote at this point. Those in favor signify by saying aye. 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 Any opposed? And that motion carries. Ms. Ross. Thanks for being here with us. S2 is the FLDOE ESE policies and procedures 2023 through 24 through 2025 through 26 school year. This item, based on Florida statute, requires that district school boards submit to the FLDOE proposed procedures for the provision of special instruction and services for ESE once every 3 years. So we've reviewed the materials, we've discussed it. Do we have a motion to approve this item?
So moved.
All right, Ms. Wyatt made the motion. Do I have a second? Second. And Mr. Sharpless seconded. All right. Any discussion on this item? So I'd like to call for a vote at this point. All those in favor signify by saying aye. 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 Any opposed? And that motion carries. We were down at S3, which is the Head Start Continuation Grant. The recommendation is to approve for the district to apply for the Head Start Continuation Grant for the funding year of 2025. So this grant, as we know, serves 942 children in our district, and this action provides us a requirement of 20% match from our non-federal funds, which is approximately $2.4 million in order to receive that 9.7 in federal dollars. So you've seen this one as well. So do we have a motion and a second to approve this item? All right, Ms. Fields made the motion and Ms. Miller seconded it. Do we have any discussion on this one? All right, seeing no comments, I would like to call for a vote at this point. All those in favor signify by saying aye. 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 Any opposed? And that motion carries for those 942 children in our district. S4, policy updates. I'm looking for a motion to approve policy 6326, which is entitled Bid Protest. This item came before the board during our work session and then also during our September 3rd public hearing. So do we have a motion and a second to approve this one policy item?
So moved.
All right, Mr. Sharpless made the motion. I'm looking for a second. Ms. Fields made the second. Any discussion on this policy update? Seeing none, I would like to call for a vote. Those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? And that motion carries. We were down to S5 on our action agenda tonight, and this one is settlement of 2024-25 AFSCME bus employee contract salary agreement. Do we have a motion and a second to approve this item?
So moved.
Second.
All right, Ms. Wyatt made the motion and Mr. Sharpless seconded it. Any discussion? And I do see a comment from Mr. Sharpless. You're recognized.
Sure. I just want to say thank you to our bus drivers and our bus attendants. You do a job that is critical to our school system. You're the first point of contact a student sees in the day and the last one they see when they get dropped off at home. I can't say enough how critical your role is to our school district, and I want to thank you personally for your service. And I'll be voting in favor.
Thank you, Mr. Sharpless. Ms. Fields, you're recognized.
Thank you. I just pretty much want to reiterate what Mr. Sharpless said. In addition, we've come a long ways. I remember when our salaries were not competitive, but now they are there, and we will continue to improve. But we've come a long ways, and I want to commend the bargaining team for being able to come to consensus and something that's going to be a long-term positive impact for our students and for our families. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Fields. Ms. Miller, you're recognized.
Thank you, Chair. I just wanted to say the same. I know that I've watched some of the leaders of that group really try to educate our employees on what was happening through the process, and I want to thank them for doing that. I also want people to know that the people that do this every day obviously didn't get in it for the money. They love those kids. I enjoy meeting with them throughout the day, and I know it's never going to be enough. We could keep adding to this, and I hope we can in the future, but just to know that you're appreciated and what you do matters, and you are the starting point of the day for these students, and the love that you give those kids first thing in the morning really gets their day going, and when you pick them up in the afternoon, you're the last person they see, and I just cannot thank you enough for your service, and I hope we can still continue to do good by you and value you and what you do. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Miller. Yeah, we can definitely never do enough for our bus drivers. They do carry a huge responsibility of transporting our kids. I was happy to see for the 11th year that we are continuing that bonus for perfect attendance. I know during our transportation in service at the beginning of the year, when those individuals came up that had perfect attendance, was pretty impressive. I mean, that stage was full. And that just, again, demonstrates the dedication of our employee base. So we are so appreciative for the work that you do. All right, board members, would love to make a vote on this at this point. So all those in favor of this signify by saying aye. 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 Any opposed? And that motion carries. We are now down to S6, which is the tentative 2024-25 and 2025 through 26 school year instructional calendars for students, teachers, and paraeducators. As provided at the September 24th work session, the superintendent recommends a motion to approve the tentative instructional calendars for those 2 consecutive years there for students, teachers, and paraeducators. Do we have a motion and a second to approve this item? All right, very good. I heard Ms. Cunningham and then Mr. Nolte on the second. It was a battle, but. All right, so any discussion on this item? Mr. Sharpless, you're recognized.
I just want to make sure, well, first, I want to thank the calendar committee for the hard work they put into this. You know, it's a hard task to try to get this done, and I want to thank them for that. I also wanted to ask the superintendent to make sure that this is, what we have in front of us is what was reflective of the work session that we just had today, where the 6 early release days are going to be adjusted because of the hurricane cancellation. Is that true? Is that the one that's on there to be approved? Just making sure.
No, sir, you're approving the calendars moving forward. However, we did discuss that this morning.
Okay.
And I got consensus amongst the board, so we'll be notifying staff and families that, yes, that will be the model that we will use to address. And I was looking for the dates so I could read them into the record. But if I find that, I'd ask to be allowed to comment further. So, Mr. Chair, just notice, that's why I raised my hand, so you can delete me.
All right. I can delete you.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, Superintendent, and Mr. Sharpless as well. All right, so we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on this? So seeing none, I would like to call for a vote at this time. Those in favor signify by saying aye. 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 Any opposed? And that motion carries. So we were down to S7. Excited about this one as well. General Counsel, Advertising Firm, Strategic Government Resources. This item seeks approval of Strategic Government Resources to engage with the school board in contracted services for the recruitment of General Counsel. Do we have a motion and a second on this item? All right, Ms. Fields made the motion and Ms. Wyatt seconded. Any discussion, fellow board members? Ms. Fields, you're recognized.
Thank you, Dr. Allen. I just want to thank the board members for the good conversation that we had earlier today, and I think that we all understand and value the urgency of getting this done. And I think that the company that we've selected will do a great job for us, and we'll be able to move it along pretty quickly so that we can get our new attorney hired and give Mr. Murphy a little bit of relief, which I'm sure he'll be excited about that. But but I'm very pleased with what we're going to be hopefully approving tonight. So thank you.
Indeed. Ms. Fields, thank you. Indeed, fellow board members, I appreciate the work that you've done on this and the research that you've done as well and your contributions to this. So seeing no other comments, I would like to call for a vote. Those in favor signify by saying aye. 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 All those opposed? And that motion carries. All right, so we are done through our action agenda items. So now the next item on our agenda is Superintendent's report. Superintendent, do you have anything for us tonight?
Yes, sir, I do. Members of the board, members of community staff. Again, you've heard me say it. I said it earlier in the workshop. I do want to continue to commend the amazing and dedicated staff and community partners that we have. You know, when we close for a hurricane event, it's not just as simple as just opening our doors and saying welcome. We have to prepare for that. We have to ensure that we have food, we have proper water. I want to thank Publix. I want to thank United Way. As you know, we were requested, this is the first in a very long time, where we were requested to open all 19 shelters simultaneously. We have never typically done that, and that was based off of the assumption that, again, just looking at Pinellas County, over 500,000 individuals were going to be mandated to evacuate that area and move inland. So we expected our shelters to have a higher number of residents than ever before. We were at 6,100 total, nearly 400 pets, almost 280 law enforcement officers, and almost 300 staff. Polk County Public Schools staff, specifically, who dedicated their time over a 4-day period of time to prepare and support our residents and non-residents who were moving out of the harm's way during the storm. As you know, I gave the board regular updates as far as any damage. I'm very proud of the crews that go out. We learned some valuable lessons during this storm. The Verizon outage that occurred immediately after the storm. We are very fortunate as an organization that we had backup walkie-talkie communication systems. Otherwise, we would have been back to driving back and forth and scheduling meetings every hour on the hour just to be able to relay information to each other. AT&T was operational, but as a district, by and large, many of our staff utilized Verizon. Very pleased to see that come back online very quickly. I want to say thank you to all of the utility companies. As you know, here in Polk County, we deal with over a dozen municipalities, but we deal with 8 different utility companies, all whom prioritized getting our schools operational. And our last 2 schools came online. That was Mulberry Middle, Mulberry High. Unfortunately, Miss Winchester lives in that same zone, so she was one of the last to receive power in that community. But at the end of the day, we were able to get our schools back online. And just, if I could for a moment, summarize again what that really means. returning the lights or being able to turn the lights on doesn't mean that we can operate school. We have to then go inspect every single classroom. We have to inspect all of our HVAC units. We then, in all 38 schools that lost power for a specific period of time, we had to dispose and inventory all the food items that were in the refrigeration systems or the refrigerators and the freezers. Then it has to be sanitized. Returning a shelter to operational status after a sheltering event is an incredibly labor-intensive event with all of the cleaning that has to take place. Again, 6,100 residents in our schools throughout the storm, and then couple that with all of the repairs and cleanup and debris removal we have to do immediately after the storm. So very, very pleased. I think I shared with the board earlier on Wednesday when we returned students, we were able to utilize Monday. The storm's timing, it's never accurate, and so the storm came a little later. It actually left a little later. We were very blessed as a community not to be on the north side of that storm. Had that been the situation, I think we'd be looking at a very different impact here at Polk County and our schools, because we have older buildings in many of our communities. But post-storm, again, we were very blessed, very fortunate, and our power utility companies were able to get us all back online. And our staff, we were able to utilize Monday to finalize assessments of damage, enter work orders. Over 2,600 work orders were entered as a result of the storm. Those all have to be specifically coded so that we can seek reimbursement from FEMA and other agencies and our insurance company, because they have to be specifically identified. But Monday also allowed us, most importantly, to take staff census, to check in with our staff, make sure that they were safe, make sure that they were in a good place, and to make sure we'd have enough staff to even operate at the time when we were looking to reopen on Wednesday. And so our principals were able to do that on Monday. On Tuesday, our teachers came back. We were able to determine we had enough drivers, enough staff to reopen schools. All of our campuses were undergoing cleaning, tree removal, fence repairs, all the things that we needed to do in order to be operational. And that takes a huge team effort. And what a dedicated team we have. On any given day in Polk County, we average about a 94% daily attendance rate. On Wednesday, I shared with the board, we were just below 93% attendance. So our families wanted and needed their children to come back to school. I shared earlier why we did not change the Thursday half day and the Friday teacher planning day. First and foremost, again, as a reminder, I don't have that authority. That authority resides with the board because you approve the school calendars. I do not. I make recommendations. However, it was also important for us to allow our staff and families to return after an abbreviated day and a half in school. Once we did our check-ins, fed everybody, and understood what the needs were, because we did survey our staff and families as far as needs, and we were able to start directing them to different agencies where they could seek support and get assistance. But it was very important for us to allow them that time also to deal with issues. That also allowed us an additional 2.5 days, including Saturday, for our maintenance crews to continue with repairs and schools reopening. So huge team that's dedicated to this. And for our principals and our assistant principals in particular, they never leave. So while we rotate teams in 12-hour shifts to cover shelters, first of all, once the storm hits, nobody leaves because we close down the buildings and everybody's stuck there. But our principals and our assistant principals never left their buildings. Not because they don't have family elsewhere, not because they weren't concerned about their own homes, but because they truly care about our community and the people that we serve each and every day, both the littles and the bigs. And I give them a lot of credit because that's a hard thing to do. I mean, there are people like myself and our team have to go to EOC. We have to do those things. You realize that comes with the job. They're not required to do that. And they do that willingly, and we're thrilled to have them be a part. And you saw how many administrators we recognized tonight. But there are countless others equally skilled, equally adept, and equally loved in their communities for all that they do. So I wanted to take the opportunity tonight to recognize that and share that with the board and our community. I'll wrap up the superintendent's report with the next work session and board meeting will be held on November 19th, 2024. The work session will begin at 12:30 p.m. and the board meeting will begin at 5 p.m. The meetings will be held here at the district office located at 1915 South Floral Avenue in Bartow. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Superintendent, thank you so much for that report. Moving down to our attorney's report. Mr. Murphy, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, board members, superintendent. I have request authority to advertise public hearings for policy updates that were presented to the board at the September 2024 and October 2024 school board work sessions. In brief, There were policies presented at the September 24th work session dealing with professional learning, anti-harassment, curriculum development, articulation, and access to Florida college system institutions, professional learning, anti-harassment, professional development, credits from other schools, bullying and harassment, student wellness, and student records. We also had policies that were presented today regarding legislative policymaking, driver education, athletic coaches, part-time extracurricular personnel, athletic coaches, part-time extracurricular personnel, equal access for non-district sponsored student clubs and activities, fiscal planning, public records, school safety and security, reports of suspicious activity and potential threats to schools, safe school officers, emergency and crisis management, emergency preparedness and emergency response agencies, transportation. And those are the substance generally of the matters that I'm asking for permission to advertise for public hearing.
Perfect. So, board members, the recommended action is basically I'm looking for a motion to approve to advertise a public hearing for policy updates presented at the September and October school board work sessions. Do we have a motion and a second?
So moved.
Mr. Sharpless made the motion and Ms. Fields seconded. Any discussion on this one? All right. Very good. I'd like to call for a vote on that. Those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? And that motion carries.
And thank you, Mr. Chair. I just have one personal comment that I'd like to make tonight. You know, I've had the privilege and the honor of being able to serve the school board in the attorney capacity since 1998. And I've been here every step of the way with Board Member Cunningham. And so it certainly has been my honor and privilege to be here every step of the way with you. And I'm not going to say goodbye. We will simply say we will see you around.
Sounds great. Thank you.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Very well. Thank you, Mr. Murphy. Next one is the auditor's report. We do not have a report tonight, but you do get those via email, and you can reflect on those and then ask further questions to Ms. Matthews. Now we're moving to the board members' report. It's the part of the evening where we get to hear your activities and what you've been up to. So what I'd like to do is start with District 7 and then work our way down. So that means I'll be starting with Ms. Miller. You're recognized.
Thank you, Chair Allen. You could give us notice of that if you wanted to next time. Just kidding. It's totally fine. I just want to say that I was super impressed with that little girl from Garner, Sarah. I'm definitely making a visit out there to spend more time with her. She inspires me and gives me hope, and I loved her excitement and enthusiasm. It reminds me of my own when she was that age. And Miss Minetri, she mentioned that she was on vacation when she interviewed with Miss Charlene Brinson. I was at the school at the time. I saw Miss Minetri come on as a teacher. I knew she would do great things, so it's exciting that she is now our principal at Lena Vista, which is in my district. So it's funny how full circle things become. I want to take a minute to thank the staff for the hurricane response. We still have staff that are hurting. I live in very North Lakeland, and I have friends, family, and several staff members who had water intrusion. Some people cannot return to their homes. One particular, I know she is one of our teachers. Her husband's one of our bus drivers, and they had to move clear to the other side of Lake Wales, and they're going to have to commute to work because their house they cannot live in. And so just remember the people, in my home, we didn't even lose power, and that's how it looks throughout Polk County. You have people that are suffering and still suffering. So trying to help your neighbor, I just want to say thank you to those people who are still, and I know they show up for work every day, and so just realize what people are going through at this time. I want to talk about Code Academy. I tagged along with this visit with the superintendent to Code Academy, and we met the two bright students like we had tonight. Louis Betancourt and Elena Deason were our guides. They were excited to show us the beehive and how that works and show us the chickens and all the things they do. They're reading The Big Sting, and Louis told us it was unbelievable, and that was his one-liner. He had lots of them. He also said they're going to turn it into a play, and so they're going to be performing the play after they read the book, which I think is excellent. I'm going to just acknowledge once again that Code Academy takes all kids. I saw kids there that would normally be in an I&D unit that were interacting with students, and so if Code Academy can do it, all of our students can do it, so I'm still going to be the voice of inclusion for kids. Very proud of that school. We also visited Doris Sanders, and I want to recognize Ms. Clayton, who's 38 years with Doris Sanders. She was teaching a transition class, so we got to meet some of the students there. I also met a para. The principal there is working with her paras to become certified teachers. Those people love, especially at our center schools, love what they do and love those kids. You'll find most of them have been there 20 years or longer. But the principal is working with 3 of her paraprofessionals, and one of them, Miss Emily Ronnie, just completed her ESE certification to become a certified teacher. And she's in one of the behavior units. And so when I tell you that Emily goes in every day with hands-on work, she does. So I appreciate Emily and her dedication to those kids. I think that's all we can do is just keep telling people we're so thankful for what they do here with us. I want to say really quickly, I mentioned earlier, I apologize, I will not be at the November meeting. I will miss the swearing in of my colleagues and Mr. Travis Keys. I was honored to be nominated and accept the nomination for Leadership Florida, so I will be away. And I try not to miss meetings, but I will be away in Tallahassee for that meeting. And one other announcement, if you see me more I know you don't see me enough, Mr. Hyde, but I will be in the community even more. I have now taken a position with Big Brother, Big Sister. And so I tell everybody we need volunteers. Well, now I'll be in your community, at your place of business, recruiting volunteers for our schools. And I know I'm excited about it, and I hope the community is as well. And I think that's the end of my report. Thank you, Chair Allen.
Thank you so much, Ms. Miller. And Mr. Sharpless, you're recognized.
I want to echo the comments that was made earlier. Just truly thank you to everyone that was involved with running our hurricane shelters and getting our schools back online after both hurricanes, Helene as well as Milton. Had a really exciting thing happen. I was part of, we all were part of these different things, but in between the last work session and today, we recognized the District 6 finalist for Teacher of the Year. They saved the best for last, which is District 6. And I want to just congratulate on the dais here Miss Appling from Spook Hill Elementary for being the District 6 Teacher of the Year finalist, as well as Miss Velasquez from Fort Meade Middle Senior for being the School-Related Employee of the Year finalist. I'll be rooting for you at the Inspire Awards next month. Also, tonight, we recognize Susie Nelson for Chain of Lakes Elementary Principal of the Year. And even though she's no longer in District 6, when I first got on the board, she was. Oh, you're Nolte now. Okay, sorry, District 3 now. I'm sorry, just Winter Haven. Every time I think of Winter Haven, I think of you, Sarah Beth. But anyhow, she's no longer in District 6. However, when I was elected on the board in 2022, I got really excited. I wanted to get involved. I was like, I want to go do stuff. And I reached out to the principals and I said, hey, can I go to your orientations and all that kind of stuff? And Susie Nelson was one of the principals, was the very first principal that invited me to come to her school during that orientation for her students. And I never will forget that. And so you saw tonight her passionate response to being selected as Principal of the Year, but she truly deserves it, and I wish her the best of luck, and I think she's the best principal, should win the whole state of Florida, but I'm biased. A couple more things. Today, I exercised my civic duty, and I voted. I got the I voted sticker right here. Okay, I want to encourage everyone to go out and to do that, to let your voice be heard. It's something that's very important. Men and women have sacrificed, the ultimate sacrifice for that freedom for us. And so I encourage each one of you that's listening today and everyone here to go exercise your right to vote. And last but not least, I want to thank a mentor of mine publicly, someone who would give me advice, stuff that we can talk about within the Sunshine Law. I want to guarantee that. But would give me advice on my role as a board member, helped me to get involved in the district, encouraged me to run, and that's Board Member Cunningham. I want to thank you for your years of mentorship. A couple things that I just want to acknowledge. Number one, the institutional knowledge that you bring to this board will be missed. I am excited to welcome our new board member, but thankfully we do have Ms. Fields still to have some of that institutional knowledge, but yours will certainly be missed. Second, something that always would stand out to me about you is your advocacy for the east side of Polk County in District 2. If anything related to that, I guarantee you, Board Member Cunningham would say something. And, you know, I definitely learned that you have to have a voice. You have to stand up for your convictions. And so that's something that I appreciate about you. And finally, the one thing that stands out to me, and you've said it multiple times, and you might even say it tonight, so I hope I'm not stealing your thunder, but readers are leaders. And I will not forget that. And how you are passionate about reading and your story is something that I will never forget. So thank you for your years of service. Thank you for your friendship, and thank you for your mentorship. And that's all, board chair.
Thank you, Mr. Sharpless, for those words. Ms. Fields, you're recognized.
Thank you. I think everyone here received an employee giving campaign form from United Way, and I'm going to challenge each of you to consider making a payroll deduction on behalf of United Way. And I think what has transpired over the last few weeks should really help us to understand even more and value more what United Way do in our community, because we never know when we might need help from United Way. And a good example is Hurricane Milton. And as the superintendent referenced, United Way, and they have been busy doing a lot of things in the community, helping to distribute food and getting volunteers to come and bag food for the families and other resources that they have put in place. So we want to support them like our employees do. And so I just would encourage you to consider making a monthly payroll deduction for United Way purposes. So that's my first comment. And then I want to thank Superintendent Hyde. I want to thank you for your wisdom and for your insight as it related to the storm, Hurricane Milton. I want to thank you for your swiftness and your promptness, knowing that we needed to close schools and make sure that our families were in a good place, and you did that. And I want to thank you for coming back after the storm and making sure that our employees were good before you had everybody to come back to work. All districts did not do that, and I want to thank you for doing that. And then I want to thank all of the staff members that were that stayed at the shelters, as you referenced, and they could have been home taking care of their own family, as well as volunteers from the community, and then our first responders. And I think we've heard it from so many people. It could have been a lot worse for many of us, but it wasn't, and we thank God for that. I also want to share that Superintendent Hyde attended the naming of the Fab Lab in memory of Mr. Herman Jenkins. You might remember Mr. Jenkins was a World War II veteran. I believe he was 109 years old when he passed, I believe, if my memory is correct. And we celebrated him in his absence at Rochelle School of the Arts a couple of weeks ago, and I think it was a great way to honor him. And he did have some of his family present, so I think that was a neat thing for us to be able to do. And today was just amazing. Having all the staff members to come and to give their testimony on why they do what they do. And then the child who was, wow, all I can say, she is amazing, and she's going to go places in life. But that's what it's all about. And to me, we could have just ended the meeting right there. The meeting had already been done. And that's just what we do. That's hopefully why we're here, to embrace our students and our employees and to always remember that they should be first. And then lastly, I want to wish Ms. Cunningham the very best. You have been a blessing for the school district, and we wish you well, and we hope that you will enjoy visiting with your daughter more and being able to focus more on your business. So God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Fields. Ms. Wyatt, you're recognized.
Thank you. It's been a while since we met, so I have several things, but I'll try and get it down to just a few. Most exciting is I was able to attend Winter Haven High School's inaugural Hall of Fame award ceremony this past weekend. They honored, I believe, 8 athletes and 5 coaches who have over the years made huge impacts. It's really humbling to be in a room with that many Olympians and World Series players, and extremely humbling, but it was exciting to see all of them back in one place. I also want to give kudos to Winter Haven because they did, you have them here for this event, which also happened to coincide with homecoming, thanks to the hurricane. But they were able to get them into the school on Friday to meet with their students. That they had former basketball players at the high school that are now in the WNBA that actually met with the basketball team Friday morning, but really took advantage of having these legacies from our campuses here in Winter Haven, and how can we utilize them that they were able to speak and give back to the next generation. So excited to see that continue as we move forward. I want to echo what Ms. Fields said with the hurricanes. I think we've done a great job of making sure that we thank all of the people who have supported our schools, but a huge kudos needs to go to Superintendent Hyde and his decision making. Not all of our surrounding counties are as swift to pull the trigger and to make decisions, and I have heard repeatedly whether or not they were thrilled to have their students home for an extra day or two. They were thrilled to know going into the week that they were going to need to figure out childcare. Also hearing from cities that we have several cities that will do schools out camps, just being able to plan accordingly, that I know the community really appreciated. So thank you for making those decisions, which I know are not always popular or easy, but for making them going forward. And then last but not least, I certainly want to say, wishing you the best, Miss Cunningham. I can't wait to see all you do in the future, and I know that you have a daughter that you're very excited to get to spend more time with. So congratulations and wishing you the best.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Wyatt. And Mr. Nolte, you're recognized.
Thank you, Dr. Allen. Wow, what a great evening tonight with all our super staff and our principals and vice principals and everybody. They've made such a difference, and they're making a difference every day. Thank you, Board Member Cunningham Lottery. It's been great working next to you, and you've had such a great run here, and you've taught so many people so many things, and this is definitely not goodbye, but I will definitely see you again. It's just been a super evening. I attended 2 different prize patrols, Marlboro High School and Willow Oak School, and we've got so many just outstanding staff members throughout the county that are making a difference, and it's quite heartwarming to see all the different people that are out there giving their all and trying to get our young people on track and just get them to be the best they can be. Sharpie and I have been to some athletic games, some football games. I've gone to some volleyball games and things. We've got just outstanding teachers and staff, faculty. And during this trying time with the hurricanes, wow, these centers that we've opened up, Mr. Hyde, good job of organizing them and getting them filled with everything they need to be filled with, and all the people that volunteered. It's been a really great teamwork, and I expect just super things to continue in the future. I could talk for another 30, 40 minutes, but I know we all want to get out of here. And school board members, I agree with everything you said about what great teamwork we have here in Polk County, and we've just got to keep it going. And our teachers and just everybody, bus drivers, like you said, the bus drivers are the people that meet the kids every morning, and they say goodbye to them at night. And thank goodness we can pay them at least close to what they really deserve. And I just hope we can continue this and keep positive and keep moving forward and making a difference in so many lives. And anyway, thank you so much for all the good things you do, and God bless.
Thank you, Mr. Nolte. I'm going to give my comment, and I'm going to let you finish this evening, Ms. Cunningham. So just a couple short ones. I just want to say thank you, Superintendent Hyde, for your aggressive nature on just moving swiftly to take care of our schools and our students. I just reflecting back on that, I just remember one short phone call that I had with you, and I was expressing, Florida Southern having their mandatory evacuation and the uncertainty of, our 11 trips that we had going internationally and whether they were going to make those trips or not. And I had an opportunity to lead one of those 11 trips. And the first thing that you said was, oh man, just give me a heads up next time because I would love to open up a tier 3 shelter for those students in the midst of that. And it really, to me, spoke to just how quickly you're willing to extend a helping hand. So you truly are a rich partner to our district and to our county. So for that, I'm grateful. So junior achievement, man, that's been with us for a long time. And for that check to be sitting in our boardroom tonight, $2.5 million contribution from the state and the heavy advocacy from State Representative Melanie Bell is quite fulfilling. For a dad who chaperoned two of my kids to Biztown in Hillsborough County, and remember all the uptick of conversations around economic development and all kinds of different things from a finance standpoint with my kids when they were in like 3rd grade, it was mind-boggling. And I love and I'm excited about the opportunity to bring financial literacy to all of our students here in Polk County because we have not had that equitable opportunity for them to explore that, and we will now. So I'm so thankful to Ms. Bell for the work that she did around that and what we continue to do in partnership with Junior Achievement. Secondly, I just want to say thanks to Congressman Scott Franklin. I was up in Washington, D.C. with the consortium of state school board associations just recently, and several FSBA, Florida School Board Association members, and myself had a chance to meet with him, and pretty much every representative of Florida in D.C., and we advocated for Polk. In particular, I had a chance to advocate for Polk at a federal level. So it was great to meet him in his space and as well as his staff in D.C. So I just want to say thank you, Congressman Scott Franklin, for the work that you're doing. And then lastly, again, I just want to say thank you, Ms. Cunningham. I mean, even you just right there, just sitting there with that very nice smile, just even kill. You're such a great leader and a servant. So you have finished well. So that's all that I have this evening, and I would love for you to finish us off this evening.
Thank you. Well, I want to echo what all of my colleagues have said tonight. This poor county has been through so much in the past few weeks with 2 hurricanes. Absolutely, it was bad enough when Helene came through, and kind of touched us, but it touched some worse than others. And then here you go 10 days later, and here comes Milton. Just unbelievable. And I've been through many. Superintendent Hyde, our house and everything was completely destroyed in 2004 when I was campaigning for this seat. I had to go to one person's home to take a shower, to get ready for a rally, and I had to go to another person's home who had water, shower, and then another person who had electricity to put on makeup and do my hair to get to where I was going. So it's kind of interesting that I came in with the hurricane and I'm exiting with the hurricanes. But it's been very difficult for so many through all these years. And my point is, I have never seen us respond through the numerous superintendents that I've served with all through the years that have done what you were able to accomplish during this storm that ravaged our county. And I know you said you were hoping we weren't on the north end. Some of us were. We were in the eye. It went right through Lake Wales, believe it or not, because I was able by satellite, because I thought it was over. We lost everything, and I was able by satellite to at least let my kid know Dad and I were alive. which is unbelievable in this day and age. Because yes, I had Verizon, unlike some of my colleagues who have better phone systems. We will learn. But my point is, you've done an amazing job, and your leadership, I understand it's the team, it's the employees, it's the administrators, teachers, volunteers throughout our district did incredible work, opening shelters, staying overnight, taking the shifts, yes, leaving their families, their loved ones behind, because they had a greater mission, and that was to take care of families who needed us, our own as well as others coming into the county. I have never, in my 20 years on the board, seen that type of organization to where everybody was taken care of, everybody knew where they were going, everybody knew what they were doing. We had shelters for pets, we had shelters for families, we had shelters for folks with disabilities. It was so organized, and I know you communicate, but I can't even imagine the hours that you spent not sleeping, trying to coordinate that, the coordination efforts that were I've never seen anything. Like I said, I've been through, this is my 9th hurricane in Polk County. So I just want to say kudos, if that's the right word, for your leadership and for everybody out there that worked underneath Superintendent Hyde, you know, from your assistant superintendents all the way to our bus drivers and anyone else who volunteered, because everybody did in and between. It was an incredible journey. And then to turn around after the fact and get those schools back up and running and checking for flooding and checking for gates. And oh my gosh, as the information was coming through, it was even hard. I mean, I'm sitting there thinking, I don't know how, does he have a control room, something, operations room where he's pulling the information together? It is. I've been there, done that as an engineer, whatever. So it's a lot of work on you and your family. And I know as we talked, you were out of power like we were, but you still rallied for the troops. And I just want to say I appreciate that. I think that was awesome. And yes, I want to say thank you for the recognition, for the kind words, the cards. You guys are wonderful. I've so enjoyed being here. The last 20 years have been such a blessing to my family and I, and I'm just really excited for Travis. As you know, I wasn't going to run in 20 because I had thought Travis was ready to take the plunge, and we had to wait for a little bit of a timing that was right for him and his family, and we did. And I'm really excited for him to take over and sit in the seat, because I really do believe he's got the values that I hope you will respect and work with, because he's really a great guy and a family man and a Christian man, and I think he's going to do this seat well. So I just thank you for 20 years of an awesome time. And that concludes my report, Chairman Allen.
Thank you, Ms. Cunningham. All right, the next item on our agenda is public comment, addressing items not on our agenda. So as noted earlier, to register to speak, you can fill out a speaker card in the lobby prior. So we do have 3 speakers tonight. So the first one up is Victor Chandler, and then on deck would be Glenda White. So if we can speak this or come this direction, as noted before, you'll have 3 minutes. The light will turn yellow when you have 1 minute left, and you'll hear a beep when your time is concluded. Mr. Chandler, you are recognized.
You have a report that explains how the pay, thus Florida State retirement for the teacher, has had a massive loss to inflation over the last 50 years, while that superintendent, board member, and senior management has had a significant gain, even though teachers were reported as receiving the same and at times a greater percentage raise. I'm asking you to read the report, and if you find any changes that need to be made, call and I'll meet you right here at the county office. I would like for you to make available to all teachers, or at least okay its distribution. All teachers have a right to know how this occurred. Now, this report is named Major Cause, Teacher Low Pay, Thus Low Retirement. Some of you have claimed that you don't understand what I'm talking about. I think if you read this, you'll understand. Some of you I've had at times somebody say, well, I don't understand what changes need to be made. It's in there. If you have any doubt at all that changes need to be made, I think you need to read this report, because all pay raises for all groups of employees should be the same and equivalent. Okay, and everybody, I don't care if you're a custodian, a teacher, or what, you should have a right to a fair share of what funds are available. And using different systems, I think you have both a legal responsibility when you're using different systems to tell the public. When you say you're giving a 2% raise to different groups, but yet they're not calculated the same, that's unethical. More than unethical, it's illegal. Some of the legal aspects are in there, but this is primarily it. This is just a first go at it, okay? If you see changes that need to be made, call me. I'll meet with you right here in this. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chandler. Next up is Glenda White, and on deck would be Bobby Dees.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Glenda White. I'm a resident of Winter Haven. Education these days has become a dangerous and wasteful maze that families must navigate to receive a ho-hum education at best. Florida doesn't sanction illegal immigration. However, the problems of huge numbers of illegals invading our state, drugs via foreign cartels, child abduction and trafficking all remain a huge concern. These problems are very controllable, though our government chooses not to address them seriously, so they remain and become worse and worse. But what is the biggest threat to our kids receiving a solid basic education to prepare them for life as adults in American society? The overwhelming problem our children face is the education system itself. We trust our children to government to teach our kids to read, write, and develop basic math skills to run a business and manage their home as adults. The government has stolen the responsibility of the parent and forced the education of their choosing down the throats of our children. The gigantic, politicized, bloated, and bureaucratic mess is today's result. America is now among the worst education systems in the world, though we spend hundreds of billions annually. But let's move closer to home and take a look at our own school system. Less than half of Polk school children can read or perform math at grade level. 1 out of 5 seniors will not graduate this year, and of those who graduate, we don't really know how many are truly prepared to face life as an adult. The Polk school budget is $2.5 billion this year, yet we're still failing our kids. Polk County was rated 57th out of 67 counties for education performance across the state. Whether the intentions of this school board are good or political, the school board is failing our kids and wasting a third of their childhood. The state of Florida has created an answer for this problem. Every child now has the opportunity to receive an excellent education managed by their parents. School choice is the answer to the problem created by the government we mistakenly trusted. I encourage parents to explore the option of homeschooling, microschooling, and private education at the Florida Department of Education website. Go to www.fldoe.org and learn how to apply for the appropriate scholarship for your child. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. White. Bobby Dees is next.
Good evening, folks. My name is Bobby Dees. I live in Winter Haven, Florida. Once again, I'm here to inform the public that school board and school boards across the nation are failing our kids. The bottom line reason for this is the indoctrination of the socialist agenda, anti-American and woke ideologies infecting our government, universities, institutions, our schools, and the teachers' union. Liberals have taken God, prayer, discipline, and quality academics out of schools and replace them with CRT, DEI, GovSucceed, Pride, LGBTQ, porn, and gender affirmation. Many of us did not know this until the beginning of COVID. It was then we discovered the teachers union and teachers were behind this indoctrination, and some of these teachers are still around. Pornographic books are still in Polk schools. The book challenge and opt-out program initiated by this board is not working. Quit putting this burden on the parents when it's the board's job to keep these books out of Polk schools. And there are statutes in Florida against such books. For the last few years I've been coming to these meetings, maybe longer. This board has been hovering around 57th place out of 67 counties in Florida on student performance levels. Not a good reflection on this board. By lowering the bar on education standards to make more equitable for student minorities to achieve a passing grade and graduate has only succeeded in dumbing down our kids, all in the name of equity. Many are graduating that can't make change for a dollar nor read very well, leaving our children unprepared for life. Bullying. Bullying in schools seems to be a lot more prevalent now than when I was in school, and more dangerous. Some of the school shootings across the nation has been tied to bullying, which is not just happening at schools, but online as well, leading to not just injuries or death, but affecting the victim's learning performance. In some cases, the board is reluctant to advise the public of these incidents. But there is a solution for these problems I've mentioned. More and more parents are turning to school choice, putting their kids in private schools, homeschooling, or microschools. Microschools are popping up in churches all over Polk County, and there are scholarships and vouchers available to help parents financially. For more information, go to www.
Thank you, Mr. Dees. Thank you for being here tonight. Board members, thanks for all the work that you do. Ms. Cunningham, thank you for finishing strong. If there's no further business at this time, this meeting of the Polk County School Board is now adjourned. Thank you.